Hiring a virtual assistant for a lot of individual could be very scary. You're getting somebody in your team who you are not very kind of used to of it, and you're kind of stressed out because the way they are not just getting you the results. On top of that, you're responsible for their payroll, and if they don't fit within your culture, is you're going to deal with a lot of stress and anxiety. That's why I created these 5 steps you should know before you hire a virtual assistant. The number one step when you're hiring a virtual assistant is write down all those tedious tasks that you know that doesn't really help you to scale your business, but they needs to get done. For example, in my business, outbound marketing is the most important part and aspect of my business. I just don't have enough time to sit down and do outbound marketing by myself. So I have a virtual assistant who take care of entire outbound marketing. So for example, if you're struggling really hard to create an amazing content for your social media on daily basis or maybe once or twice a week, then it's good to have a virtual assistant. They will add consistency within your business. Number 2, when you're hiring a virtual assistant, it's very important to write down what are the most important skills that you're looking for within a virtual assistant. And you have to remember that any virtual assistant that you will hire in the beginning, or pretty much all of them, will have maybe or 1 or 2 hard skill, but they might will have multiple soft skill. They probably know a little bit about everything, but they won't be really good at on everything. So for example, when I was looking to hire a virtual assistant for myself, I was kind of really looking for a generalist. I wasn't really looking for somebody who could do special skills. I mean, my virtual assistant, she kind of know how to do video editing, but she was not a professional video editor. She was really good at creating a content on Canva, but she wasn't really a graphic designer. She was really good at designing and building websites, but she wasn't a professional web developer or web designer. She added the consistency within my business. So it's very important when you're hiring a virtual assistant. In the beginning, it's good to have some type of a journalist as compared to somebody who has the special skill. The biggest special skill that the majority of coaches and consultants do hire is somebody who have an experience with Go High Level. So they know how to create funnels, landing pages, marketing. Step number 3, your leadership style and a culture. Everybody has their own pet peeves. Everybody has their own leadership style. So if you are one of those individuals who would love to communicate a lot with their virtual assistant, you definitely want to make sure that the person that you're working with, they're okay or they enjoy being communicated a lot. Some clients don't want to communicate with a lot. They just want to hire a virtual assistant and that's all about it. Then you definitely want to hire a virtual assistant who enjoy their own freedom, who enjoy their own time on their space. Otherwise, it will be very hard to work with somebody who is completely opposite your personality. For me, when I'm hiring a virtual assistant, it's very important that if I give them a task, no matter if there are other tasks, those tasks needs to be done because I am planning way ahead. And I have those things that I needs to take care of or to really help me grow my business. So those tasks needs to get done. My pet peeve is that if I give you any task, and of course those tasks are reasonable, they're not going to take more than half an hour, 45 minutes, then there is no reason to not to get them done. So that's number 1 thing for me. Number 2 for me is if I give you a problem, instead of asking me 10,000 questions, go out and figure out solution for those problems. And if you're not sure, you can come back to me and mention to me 2 solutions and ask me which one I like to pick. Because my goal is to focus on the bigger aspect and the small aspect of task that I'm giving it to you. I would really appreciate if you handle those on your own. These are my pet peeves. So you really definitely want to write it down, all those pet peeves, all those important things that you definitely want to have in your virtual assistant to make sure they align with your culture and with your personality. Step number 4, you definitely want to have a strong onboarding SOPs and ready to give them all the tools to make sure that when they start working with you, they are successful. A lot of people, when they start a virtual assistant, they don't give a virtual assistant any roadmap. They're not open to give them any training if there is a training to be required. And these are one of the hardest conversations that I have with my clients. I always tell them, no matter what, if a Google hired a software developer from Apple, even though he or she is a very strong developer in the beginning, it's still going to take them some time to understand how Google work, understand how their operation work, understand how their personality and their culture work. So you definitely want to make sure that you invest your time in order to for your virtual assistant to be successful, because they're a part of your team. And when you throw them a ball to shoot at a very last minute, they are ready for it. If you are not available, they are able to handle all those big responsibility of your business. Training is very key. Number two, systems are very important. I know a lot of clients, when they hire a virtual assistant, and they, let's say if they hire somebody for video editing and they don't have any videos. Now your video editor come to work and they are just like, man, I'm waiting for a video. I got nothing really going on. Well, if you hire a virtual assistant, you definitely want to make sure that the cycle of your business is completely a well-oiled machine. And if, let's say, if there is no work, then you need to have system in place. If the videos are not work, these are the chores you are doing. So this is very important. Hire a virtual assistant, give them a system. When they come in, when they clock in, they exactly know what to do and they exactly know what not to do. You also definitely want to make sure that they are set up for success. Do they have all the tools? Do they have all the logins? Do they have all the information that is required for them to expedite this process and make your job and much more easier? Number 5, in the beginning, there is going to be little bumps on the road. They're trying to understand your personality. They're trying to understand how you work. But you need to remember that they're doing everything they can to have a career with you. It's their livelihood. They're quitting their job, they're quitting their project to make sure that they're giving you the 100% on this business. So it's very important to appreciate them. A good appreciation goes a long way. I have clients who speak to their virtual assistant only time when they want to criticize something. That is not a good way of working with your virtual assistant. Let's say if you hire a virtual assistant and if they are a content writer and they are writing so much content, you enjoy their content, but just in case if they write one content that is not wrong and the only time you reply them is when they write a wrong content, that is not a right way to manage your team. And I'm not a monster. If they need a day off, if they are not available for some family issues, give them a time off. It's very important to take care of your virtual assistants. It's very important to build the culture in which they feel like they're a part of a team. Don't start the word I, start the word we. It is very important when you're winning, it's not you are winning, it's we are winning. Build that culture, build that relationship with your virtual assistant so they feel like they're trying to fight every single day for you and they're trying to win with you, not for you. So these are the 5 steps that I would highly recommend to implement in your business. And if you implement within your business, you will be very successful. Please like and subscribe this channel. Thank you so much for your time.